So I stumbled across a journal entry, and I just want to prove to you guys the power of surrender, letting go in order for the things that are meant for you to come into your life effortlessly. I stumbled across this journal this morning, and to my surprise, this was back in April of 2021. So that was about 4 years ago. Now, to preface this journal entry, this was just finishing school for physical therapy. I was in and out of a lot of toxic relationships. I had a codependency on people. I felt like I just had bad luck overall when it came to the people I had in my life, and I knew that I was being taught a lesson. I knew that these things needed to happen in order for me to get to this realization, oh, maybe if I stop forcing it, maybe if I stop obsessing over the things that I want, maybe they'll come. I'd say it was about late 2020. This was after graduating, I think around December. I came across this video by this guy named Aaron Dowdy, and he basically just talked about letting go and the magic of letting go. I watched that entire video, and my perception shifted because the way he described it, the way he gave examples about his life and how he decided to let go, to me, it was very insightful. Something clicked in my head where it's like, yeah, the more I try and force things, the more resistance I'm causing. But when I let go and I allow things, I'm flowing like a river on an energetic level. And then life can do what it needs to do in order for me to get what I want. So after watching that video, I realized, yes, I have to let go of the things that I want. Now, around this time, I wanted to be in a relationship, but I knew I had a lot of work to do on me in order to get a healthy relationship, because I myself wasn't healthy. I will admit, I was pretty obsessed with this one person, which was very unhealthy. It took a toll on my mental health. After I stepped away from that, I realized I needed a break and I needed to reroute and see what the hell is going on with me. So spending all of this time in solitude allowed me to understand my worth, the good things that I do bring to the table, where I can improve. And this was just a moment of silence for me in my life. I wasn't even that social anymore. I wasn't going out to hang out with people. It was just a very quiet time. And so after I came across that video and discovered letting go is the key to getting what you want, that's when I put it into practice. In this journal that you see here, I did write things down. This is my journal since, I believe 2020, where I started writing things that I wanted to bring into my life experience. And to me, this is a spell book. If you guys know anything about, I don't know what I have against the word manifesting. I guess it's so mainstream. And we're unplugged on this channel. Okay, we're not in the mainstream. But anyways, when you write things down and you have a full intention behind the things that you want, and you write it down with confidence and conviction, even to the point where you know you already have it as you're writing it down, that's where the magic happens. And so I remember coming across an exercise where the person said, write the kind of partner that you want to attract into your life. I wrote the traits down. I wrote everything I wanted down. I just let it be, because now in this moment in time, I'm about letting go, not holding on to attachments, expectations. So eventually, one day, my sister came to me and she's like, you have to download this app. It's called Hinge. And during this time, I didn't care to download any apps, any dating apps, because I just was not having good luck on them. I was kind of over it. She not only told me to download it once, but it was like 3 or 4 times until I was like, all right. I downloaded it, and to make a very long story short, I met who is my now partner, my girlfriend. But the way all of this came together was just so intense, but in the best way possible. It flowed. And so I want to share a journal entry with you. This is around the time where I finally met her. We didn't meet yet in person, but for some reason, I knew that this was going to go somewhere in my soul. Even though we were talking back and forth online, I knew that this was going to go somewhere. Hence the only reason why I wrote it down. Now, I was dating a lot of people before her, and some people I really liked, but I never really wrote them down in my journal because I'm like, I don't know how long this is going to last. I don't know if it's going to be a temporary experience. But no, something told me to write it down, because I knew one day I would come back to this and see how far I've come. So I just want to share something very intimate with you guys. Okay, this is April 4th, 2021. I feel drawn, connected, moved here in the present. The power of letting go is so powerful. I knew of it, I just haven't applied it. I'm flowing with life day by day with no expectations, and that's when what I craved flowed in. A dope soul, I don't know why I said dope, that's so cringe. Anyways, a dope soul who I haven't met yet. We text every day. Her words, her perspective, her beliefs, they align with mine. The more we talk and the more I get to know her, she becomes more attractive. She's beautiful and I see more and more every day. While my head is in the clouds with her, I am also being present with myself, what I'm doing day to day. I look forward to meeting her. It's going to be quite the experience. And so reading this journal entry this morning and looking back on that, I'm just like, it was when I decided to let go that she immediately came in. And 4 years later, we are still together. And I know this is going to be my partner for the rest of my life, okay? I just know it. But she isn't the only thing that came into my life. There has been many things that I have written down that have come into fruition, mainly after meeting her. I was living in the suburbs. I live in Florida, and it was a very boring city in my opinion, and I wanted to move to a city that's popping. And maybe I shouldn't give my city away because this is the internet and I don't know. But anyways, so I had a city in mind that I wanted to move to, and I wrote down where I wanted to move to in this journal. After me and her made it official, I moved to the city that I've been wanting to move to even prior to meeting her. This is where I wanted to be prior to meeting her. I want to make that very clear. We had a roommate situation, so it was 4 adults living under one roof. It was cool. It was nice. It was needed. But eventually I wanted to have my own place, my own space, which is very essential as an adult. Because people clash sometimes and people have different lifestyles. So I got this place, and that was scary to me because I never had an apartment before. I'm like, am I gonna be able to keep up with the bills? It's a little pricey out here. So that was one of my worries, but I have been good. I got a really good job that I wrote down in this journal. Prior to graduating, I wanted to get a good job that pays XX amount, and I got it. Not only did I get it, it's more than what I asked for. Has this been convincing for you guys yet? I have another story for you guys. I was able to manifest the car that I have now. Prior to getting the car that I have now, I was driving a Nissan Sentra. It was new. It was like a 2022. I was still making payments on it. I remember seeing an ad for Mazda on my screen and seeing how sexy the car was. And I was like, wow, I would love to have a car like that. Just for shits and giggles, I decided I'm going to have that car. No matter what, it's gonna come to me. I'll get it. I let that idea go. It was gone. I knew what I wanted. I surrendered it out. A few months passed by. I'm sitting at a red light, and this truck rams into my car at a red light. My whole trunk is totaled. And in that moment, I didn't get angry. I didn't get frustrated. I was very calm, and I knew that I was going to be okay. I wasn't injured or anything. I'm just talking about the car. Yeah, I knew I was going to be fine. We exchanged insurances. The guy's very worried. He's like, I'm so sorry. Please don't call the police. I'm like, hey, you're good. Don't worry about it. I was just so chill. It felt like I was on something with how chill I was. So fast forward, I'm like, what if I just check out a few dealerships? Maybe I can get money for a down payment and get a new car, because my car was small and I wanted an SUV. So the first place I went to was Mazda, and they get numbers for me on the car that I want. And I'm like, wow, this is actually priced really nicely. I think I could do this. I go home, I keep doing my research on the car. The next day they call me and they're like, hey, we gave you wrong information in terms of financing the car. You should come in and check this out. I go into the dealership and I see completely different monthly prices than what they initially quoted me, higher. And I'm like, oh. And they're like, yeah, we are so sorry. It must have been a system error. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's out the window. Mind you, in this moment in time, I'm not panicking. I'm even like, hey, I can just fix the rear of my car and I'll be all right. It's not a big deal. Like, there was no pressure, there was no obsession, there was no expectation. I go home, next day comes, they give me another call. Hey, come back inside the dealership, we want to make a deal with you. The dealership, a deal, sure. So I get back inside and they're like, because we inconvenienced you with the computer messing up on the prices, we want to offer you $8,000 on your car. Mind you, my car was not worth that much. A lot cheaper, actually. To put things into perspective, I went to a Honda dealership after Mazda. They quoted me on my car and said it's worth $2,000. I kid you not. I was like, absolutely not. It's fine. I guess I'm meant to just keep this car. Let me stop looking around. But yeah, the next day Mazda was like, come back in. We will give you $8,000 for your car. You could put that towards your monthly payments or whatever. So I was just like, what is happening? And now I needed the down payment. So I'm calling the guy's insurance because I haven't heard from them. Calling. The next day I call again. I'm like literally just like on their asses. And this guy answers and he's like, hey, like we sent you the check. Oh, okay. You guys mailed me the check? Yeah. I go to my mailbox. I have received a check. I checked the amount and it's the amount I needed to put a down payment on the Mazda, the exact amount to bring my monthly payment to the exact same price as what I was putting on my Nissan. I was able to bring my monthly payments to the same amount as the Nissan I was currently working with. That to me was like, this all needed to happen for you to get what you wanted. And no other dealership was gonna pay me that amount for my car. The back was totaled. I didn't have gap insurance. So just a few stories so you guys can see like how magical this life is and why letting go is necessary in order for you to get what you want. That's how it works. You set an intention, and if I were you, I would get a journal. I would write out things that you want to bring into your life, goals that you want to obtain, and let go. But actively look out for the signs, because signs come, they come all the time. You have to be aware to see them and act on them. You can't just sit down and expect whatever it is you want to fall into your lap. That's not how it works. So in order for you to expand your awareness, I would recommend meditating every day. That's how you're gonna tap into focusing on the present moment. If you're not present, you're gonna miss the signs, you're gonna miss the opportunities. Another thing, before your manifestation comes into fruition, bad things happen. And I wouldn't call them bad, I would call them a little chaotic. Chaos, no order. And it throws you off. It's like, oh my gosh, I really wanted this, but I don't see how this is gonna happen now. And it's kind of like life testing you to see, do you believe this is still gonna work? I guess it likes to test us and see how committed we are to the process. I feel like it always gets worse before it gets better. And that's very true. That applies to anything. So if there's something that you want, put it out there, look out for the signs, don't force it, don't set expectations. It just happens very naturally. You gotta flow with life. You have to go with the ups and the downs. And when you put resistance into that, which is expectation, obsession, you put a clog in the flow. Source knows what you want. It's always listening. My words right now being emitted out, Source can hear me. That's just how connected we are to the magic of life. I love to drink tea. If I speak into my teacup and say this tea is gonna soothe me, bring me peace, make me healthy, give me energy, it's gonna do just that, because words are vibrations. I feel like I'm going on a little tangent. There's so much to discuss. I wanted to share that with you guys, to give you guys hope and to not sell yourself short. You guys can have anything you want. And guess what? I'm still writing things down in this journal. I'm gonna leave it with this. This is what I discovered. You need the 4 elements to manifest the things that you want. I hate the word. Fire, air, water, earth. The fire represents the spirit, also represents the will. You need to have the will to create. What is it that you want to create? Set the intention. So, for example, I want a new Mazda. That's the will. Air is the mental aspect. So, imagining, visualize it, Feel it in your imagination. Incorporate the 5 senses. Visualize yourself driving on the road, feeling the steering wheel, being happy. Water is feeling, backing this up with believing. If you don't believe this is going to happen, it's not. Not only believe, but feel excited. You have to back this up with emotion, because the emotion is going to set things in motion. It's energy in motion. So if you're focusing on what you want, backed with energy, it's gonna happen. It has to happen, especially when you focus for a long period of time. 2-3 seconds? No, I would say dedicate like a good 4 or 5 minutes to this visualization. And then earth, materializing. Here, you just wanna take action. Like I said, things don't just fall into your lap. Go out and do things. If you wanna move to a new state, take action. You visualized it, you backed it up with feeling, you had the will. Take action. Start searching on Zillow. I don't know, go to the actual city you want to be and picture yourself living in that community. In order to materialize, you have to interact with the material. So if you put all of those into practice, it's gonna happen. Anyways, if you guys are still here, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If this was very helpful to you, please subscribe, please like. Thank you for being here, and I will catch you guys in the next video.